Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Mommy Sexual reporting for duty. And today, I actually just have like a rant that I want to express to you guys. And I figured since the rant in question is Madoka Magica related, it would be, cool to make a video just expressing my views on something. And so I basically just learned a lesson within myself based on an experience that I just had on Facebook. So to make a long story short, I went to to make a long story short, I went to Facebook, and there's basically a Madoka Magica group that I am a part of. And in this group, I posted a picture, and this picture, and I guess maybe I'll have it on the screen somewhere. So this picture is basically one of Mommy-san, and she's basically being groped by I think Homura is on one side and Madoka is on the other, and they're basically kind of making jokes, or at least I interpreted it that way because I think Madoka says something like, "Oh my God, Mommy-san has like the best tits ever," or something like that, and Homura's like, "Oh, I wonder what I would have to eat in order to make my boobs grow like this." And when I saw the picture, I thought it was really funny, because everybody likes to poke fun at the fact that Mommy-san has big boobs, um, and it's interesting because I even read that the creator of the Madoka Magica character models also made a comment. She kind of said that she intentionally made Mommy-san to have like big boobs or whatever. But anyway, that's kind of one of the jokes that gets thrown around a lot in the Madoka community. So anyway, I saw the picture and I thought it was funny, so I just posted it in the Madoka group. Now, one person responded to this picture and he kind of took offense to it. He kind of said, "Oh, you're just making her out to be like a sex object or something like that." And the thing is, when I looked at that, I was like, well, I mean, this is. I mean, obviously the picture and everything around it, at least my interpretation of it was that it was meant to be, something funny. It wasn't meant to be some type of sexual offense to women or to anime characters. Um, so so from my perspective, I kind of felt the guy was kind of like being too sensitive, or he was taking the whole thing too seriously. At least that's just my opinion. Maybe not everybody will agree, but that's how I felt. And we pretty much had a bunch of random discussions like in the same post regarding this topic. Um, and it's funny because they say that you should never argue with people on the internet because no matter what, you never nothing good can come of like arguing with people. Unless of course the people in question are like-minded. But anyway, moving on. So we argued, and he pretty much he attempted to try to exploit me for supposedly exploiting Mommy-san as a sex object. And what I basically kind of got from that in the end was that this was a guy who was trying so hard to force his opinion, like because obviously he looked at that as being disrespectful, and he looked at that as being inappropriate and all these other things. And from my perspective, it just felt like he was trying so hard to force what he felt onto me. Like he was trying to make me like feel bad that I did something wrong because of the fact that I posted that I posted this. And what I basically got at the end of the day, because as you can imagine, the argument just kind of kept going on, and I pretty much had to walk away after a while. But I learned a very big lesson about this, and I just wanted to kind of share it. I think that as people, we all have opinions, obviously. But the thing is, I think personally, I don't want to be a person who 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 is only able to see my own viewpoint on something and just kind of like ignore what other people think and what other people feel for the sake of forcing my viewpoint onto them. Um, and what I'm trying to say is, in my opinion, I think that as people, I really think that it's really great to be a like-minded person. Like for example, let's say that there's an anime. I'll use anime as an example. Yeah, I'll use anime as an example. Okay, so obviously, just like everybody else, I have certain anime shows that I prefer more so than others. And in other words, there are shows that I like, and then there are shows that I dislike. One thing about me is that even if I dislike an anime after trying to watch it, I will always attempt to try to come back to the show, especially if it's popular. And I basically do this so that I can attempt to, because I want to understand it. I want to see why people like it. I want to see if I can get anything out of it. I want to see if there's something that I'm missing. So I always go back to shows that I dislike because I love anime as a whole. So so this is kind of an approach that I find myself wanting to take more when it comes to life and having my own opinion. It's like I think I think it's great to be a person who, even if you have your own feelings on something, it's really great to be able to see both sides of everything. It's like, okay, I may not necessarily agree with what this other person is saying, but at the very least, I understand where this person is coming from. So I really think that it's great to have this type of these. I really think it's great to think like this. And the reason why I feel this way is because when you're open, when you allow yourself to see more than one side, what you're essentially doing is you're opening yourself up as a person. It's like, look, because let's say, for example, like that you're somebody who, when it comes to music, let's say that you only listen to rap music and you resent other forms of music, and in your opinion, rap music is the only music that's worth listening to. When you do that, when you think this way, what you're really doing is you're limiting yourself. You're limiting yourself to only having one type of an experience versus because even if you don't necessarily like other forms of music, if you take the time to try to understand, then what could happen as a result is you could be opening yourself up to different songs, which is only going to add more to you as a person because obviously you'll have more knowledge, you'll have more experiences, and you'll get more enjoyment. So what I'm trying to say is that based on because of this argument that I had with this person, it was able to help me to understand. You know, I don't want to be like him. Like I don't want to be like him because from my perspective, all he was doing was forcing his opinion onto me. Like he tried to make me think that I was wrong because he was unable to see my he was unable to see my viewpoint on the situation. And my viewpoint was that it was a fun it was a fun little picture. It was a joke. Um, but as I said, is what I learned from that is the importance of being able to see both sides. So that's pretty much it. I hope I'm making sense. This was just a little rant that I wanted to express. I guess the moral of the story is, um, I really think that as people, it's really great to try to adapt and approach where even if you don't agree with what somebody says, even if you don't necessarily always like what people have to say, at least take the time to understand how they feel. Like, you know, understand how they feel, and because in the end, I think that would help people to get along more. And at the same time, by doing that, you're not limiting yourself to one belief or one specific thing, and you'll be able to have more experiences. And who's to say? I mean, it's just like how if you watch anime and you like a certain kind of show, even if you dislike what other another show that another person likes, at least try to understand the show as best as you can. And by doing that, you could one day end up liking this particular anime. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just wanted to give my opinions on this because I just kind of was in the mood to rant and I wanted to express my feelings. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll catch you later. Peace out.